Hey everyone, so it's no surprise that I love the Mac Mini. And over the last couple of years, it seems that Apple has completely abandoned it. But that wasn't always the case. A couple years back, the Mac Mini was very powerful. It was basically the MacBook Pro 13-inch and 15-inch spec for spec. But for all intents and purposes, it was a MacBook Pro without the screen. In 2011, Apple cared about its least expensive model, and the Mac Mini was offered in a variety of models, most notably in a quad-core variant, which was extremely powerful. It was basically the same processor from the MacBook Pro 15-inch, apart from the GPU, which was still absent. And for this reason, many famous YouTubers opted to use the Mac Mini as their main editing rig. And yeah, the system was very powerful. Even IncubaHD in his early days decided to use it as his first Mac ever. And I think that's part of the reason why the Mac Mini became so beloved. Watching a YouTuber like IncubaHD use a fairly inexpensive Mac was kind of awesome. But before I continue, have you ever accidentally deleted or reformatted a drive only to realize that an important file was in it? With Wondershare data recovery, you can recover that file with zero effort. The program was designed to make the process easy, with Quick Scan, where it locates files quickly and easily, and if you can't quite find what you're looking for, you can use Deep Scan. By doing so, it will search deep within the archives of the hard drive to locate the missing files. Once it has located the deleted files, you can designate a safe location and recover those precious files. With Wondershare data recovery, files are never deleted. It's a program that I use constantly with my own personal drives, and I strongly recommend it. For more details, check the links down below. Sometime during 2011, I was shopping around for a Mac, but I didn't want a glossy display, so the iMac was out of the question. And I already had a display, so the Mac Mini was my only true desktop option. At the time, there was no Mac Pro in sight, kind of like right now. I was upgrading from a 2008 MacBook Pro 13-inch, and I wanted something with an actual video card, and none of that shared video RAM. Basically, since 2011, I've kept tabs on the Mac Mini, and I've watched countless keynote presentations go by, with no mention of a new Mac Mini, until 2014, in where they finally announced a new Mac Mini. And I was so excited, but I was quickly destroyed because, for whatever reason, Apple decided to take a step back and tune down the Mac Mini's performance. In fact, my 2011 Mac Mini would easily outperform the 2014 model with no problem. And mine wasn't even the quad-core. So ever since then, the Mac Mini has not been relevant. If anything, on eBay, people are still going crazy over the quad cores to some degree. So where does Apple go from here? I've thought about this somewhat, but before I tell you what I think Apple should do, we should also talk about what Apple will actually do. Apple's obsession with thinness is no surprise, and the Mac Mini would be a perfect candidate for a fanless computer that's tiny and could advertise the whole smallest computer in the world title, and more likely, Apple will make it weaker, but smaller. Here's what I'm hoping for. I would like for them to update the Mac Mini to be equal in performance to the MacBook Pro 13-inch. Literally spec for spec, just like in the past. And also introduce a Mac Mini S, which will be much more expensive, possibly $1,000 plus, not including Apple's crazy prices on upgrades, of course. And this system will essentially be a MacBook Pro 15-inch. Not spec for spec, but pretty damn near. And I think that's what Apple is currently missing from their lineup. A computer that is powerful enough for editing and even some light gaming. And a computer that isn't an all-in-one, because some people still are switching from Windows 10, and they already have a keyboard and mouse and display. And I think they really need to go back to what Steve Jobs said about the Mac Mini.
The Mac Mini is BYO-DKM. What does that mean? Right? BYO-DKM. It means bring your own display, keyboard, and mouse. Okay? We supply the computer, you supply the rest.
And just focus on providing a powerful little option for power users, and an ultra affordable option for those that don't need much but want to use a Mac. Apple can make millions if the Mac Mini succeeds. The worst thing that could happen is Apple decides to remove the Mac Mini from its lineup. Losing the Mac Mini from the lineup will mean Apple will only have one desktop, which is an all-in-one, And the Mac Pro doesn't even count, because not everyone's willing to pay $3,000 for a system. Anyways, I hope that Apple's currently working on 2 versions of the Mac Mini. The standard Mac Mini priced at $499, just like when Steve Jobs first introduced it, and a supercharged Mac Mini S with nearly spec for spec equivalent to the MacBook Pro. I love the Mac Mini, but Apple has taken way too long to upgrade it. And for that reason, I've moved on to an iMac. And maybe that was Apple's plan all along. Regardless, I want the Mac Mini to succeed, because I used a Mac Mini to start this very YouTube channel. So Mac Minis mean a lot to me. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button. And as always, I'll catch you guys next time.